Hey, Ursula? Are you there? I just wanted to let you know that I've gotten off work just now. My mom also just messaged me asking to pick up pain meds for you on the way home. Do you have a brand of medicine that you prefer over the other ones? Or can I just get you any old kind?
Oh, hey, Soleil. I'm so sorry to have to ask you to do that for me, but now I don't really have a preference. Anything should do. Thanks a lot for doing that. I appreciate it since you just finished work and all.
But I mean, are you really feeling that bad? Hasn't it been days since you just started staying in bed all day?
I know, I don't like it either, but it really is a lot of discomfort. I've never had this much period pain before.
Well, I guess it's just a good thing that you had been taking time off of work when this happened. But what are you going to do if this happens after you start work?
I don't know, but thankfully my work does have quite a few female employees. So I'm hoping for a pretty lenient policy when it comes to things like this.
I really don't think that any company is going to want to put up with someone acting the way that you are. Like, do you really think it's fair for you to be taking so much time off and spending all day in bed like this just because of a little period?
I know that it's a period, but I really think my work would understand. Besides, there are just so many women with children who work there that I'm sure there's a cooperative kind of atmosphere there.
Well, let's certainly hope so. I mean, if it were a more male-dominated company, then you might get fired for trying to pull something like this. After all, I work in an office with a bunch of men, and I know that I couldn't take time off like this even if I asked for it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I wouldn't expect most men to understand what it's like to have a period, right?
But I mean, you know that periods are just uncomfortable in general, right? We all get them, but you don't see other women making as big of a deal about them as you are.
I guess that's true, but I just think that they're one of those things that can be different for everyone. In fact, in the past, I've had periods get so bad that I've passed out before. That's how painful they've been.
You mean that you would actually lose consciousness just because of some period pain? Are you sure that you're just not really weak? What's going to happen when you finally have kids, huh? I mean, if you're that sensitive to pain, then you might die.
Oh, I am sure it's going to be plenty painful on the day that happens, too.
And then again, I guess thinking about you now, you are quite the skinny little thing. Are you sure that you're just not malnourished or something? You have to take care of yourself. You should know how important it is to maintain a good diet and get lots of rest, but you shouldn't be sleeping too much either.
I really appreciate the advice, Soleil, but I've been dealing with this for a while, and usually a little rest is just what I need.
Are you really sure about that? Because I know quite a few people who tell me that their period pain gets worse when they just sit around. So if you can't even move when you get that kind of pain, then you must actually be really, really weak. Which is fine, of course. But do you at least think you could do a little more around the house? I'm just saying that if you're going to be at home resting all day, then the least you could do is to clean the bathroom or the kitchen, you know?
I really am so sorry to be causing trouble. It's not like I want to be stuck in bed trying to recover or anything like that. How about I offer to do your chores for a while once my period finally does stop?
Well, that is the least you could do. Actually, I mean, you're a housewife, and yet you're not actually doing anything around the house. Do you really think that we're going to keep doing all your work for you? You married into this family, and that means you should be trying to take the burden off all the people like my mom now that you're living with her.
Of course, you're right. I really don't mean to be causing an inconvenience like this.
That's fine, I guess. But I don't get why you don't just go on the pill. I've heard it's supposed to help with things like this. Why don't you try that?
I've actually tried going on the pill once, but it just didn't really sit right with my body.
Wow, well, I guess that I've heard of people who don't react well with the pill, but I've never met one myself. But man, you sure do get spoiled because of it. Hey, Ursula, are you there? I just want to let you know that my concert just ended. Would you mind coming to pick me up and take me home? There are so many taxis here, but they're going to charge a lot since so many people are going to be trying to take them. Can you please hurry up? I'm covered in sweat, and it's pretty cold outside over here.
Hey, Soleil, I'm really, really sorry about this, but my period has started.
Oh, come on. I'm just asking you to make a quick little drive into town to pick me up. It won't take long, you know. Just hurry up and get me.
Please, I'm really sorry, but I just won't be able to do it. I felt like I've been about to puke all day. I really don't think it would be a good idea for me to get behind the wheel.
So then you're going to just make me walk home while I'm freezing like this? You know that my mom is out of town and won't be coming back home until tomorrow. And you know that my brother is still at work right now, too. You're the only person that I can ask to help me with this.
I know, but it's just... Well, I think that Josh should be back home in a couple of hours.
No! I am not going to be waiting here for another 2 hours. Come on, why are you being like this? I'm just asking you for a small favor.
I'm sorry, but it's just not going to happen.
So then you're really going to leave me out here and you're not going to come and pick me up at all?
I'm telling you that I just can't do that for you right now. I'm in a lot of pain, and it wouldn't be a good idea.
You really need to get a grip. Do you know that, Ursula? You could not have gotten your period with worse timing. Besides, I thought I already told you that you're not doing yourself any favors by staying in bed and doing nothing while you're on your period.
Please understand, it's not like I'm pleasantly resting or anything like that. I'm still in quite a bit of discomfort.
You know, I've been thinking this for a while, but how do you expect anyone to be able to respect you if you keep acting like this?
What do you mean by that? In what way am I acting?
I'm just saying that you always do this. You always use your period to get out of doing work around the house or helping out the family. Do you really not see how you're just making a big deal out of all of this? You're the reason why men always think so little of women.
I'm sorry. That's really not what I'm trying to do at all, though.
Well, it's just how the world works, and you need to open up your eyes and realize that. Can't you just bear with the pain a little better? Honestly, just how many women do you think are out there going to work every day and not throwing a fit like you do when they get their period? Everyone else can put up with it and work, so why do you think that you're special? Why do you think you get an exception?
I really do wish that I could be like that as well, but I think that I just have worse symptoms than others when it comes to it. And I think we both know that periods aren't the same for everyone, right?
But I'm telling you that we all have them, and they're a normal thing that we all have to work with. Do you not get what I'm trying to say? I just want to know where you get off thinking that you're special enough to not have to go to work or do anything because of it. Why can't you just look around, see how others are living, and just try and fit in?
It's really not like I don't want to do any of that. I can't with the way my periods affect me.
You know what? I'm actually glad that I don't work at an office like yours. And if I was one of your coworkers, I would seriously be mad at you for taking time off like this. You should have just quit your job completely when you married my brother. What's the point of even having a job if you're going to spend so much time at home?
Right. I guess I'll think about all of that. But does it seem like you're going to be able to get home okay?
What do you mean, am I going to get home okay? How is that supposed to happen if no one is coming to get me? You don't need to rub it in, you know.
Of course, I'm really sorry about that. That was a silly question of me to ask.
If you were really sorry, then you would quit making up excuses and just come and pick me up. What is even the point of having you around if you refuse to do anything? I mean, at the very least, you should keep the house clean and maybe do some cooking for everyone while we're out of the house. And why is it that you're always happening to get your period right at a time when I need you for stuff, huh? What's the matter with you?
I'm really sorry about all of this, Soleil. I really wish there was a way I could make you understand.
Oh, don't worry. I understand just fine. You think that you can just apologize your way out of everything. You don't care how much trouble you might be causing for those around. You'll just use your period like a magic wand to get out of doing everything, right? Hey there, Ursula. I was just wondering. You wouldn't happen to be in a bit of trouble right now, would you? Because you better have a good reason for why you're not here for me right now. I really am starting to lose my patience with you.
Things have gotten really bad over here.
Really bad? And whatever do you mean? You wouldn't happen to be looking for any pain meds right now, would you?
Pain meds? What do you mean? Why would you ask something like that?
Well, I was just curious if you happened to be looking around for any kinds of pills to take for your period. And I was more curious about you if you were able to find any. I'd be really surprised if you could. You see, I actually threw away all of our pain medications. So now, you'll just have to deal with your period like everyone else.
Sorry, you threw away all of the pain medications in the house?
And that's right. You're always taking pain medication and then talking about how you have to lie down afterwards. Well, that just isn't a healthy way to be dealing with your period. So I've taken it upon myself to make you stronger and break your reliance on those things. From now on, you are banned from taking any more pain meds for your period. You need to learn to deal with the pain on your own and stop trying to rely on medicine to fix everything.
You stupid daughter of mine, don't you know what you've done? Now your sister-in-law is being taken away in an ambulance.
Wait, what? I'm confused. What's going on here? What are you talking about?
I am talking about Ursula, your sister-in-law. I had just gotten back from my trip and I found her passed out on the floor.
Hold on a second. Is this... Mom, is that you?
Of course it's me, and I can't believe that you would do something like this to Ursula. What is wrong with you?
But I don't get it. Why are you texting me from her number? This doesn't make any sense at all.
I am texting you from her number because she had her phone on her when she fell. Then I saw that she was getting messages from you, and I saw the kinds of things that you were sending to her. Then I asked her if it would be okay if I handled you for her, and she said it was okay.
Oh, I see. I didn't know that all of that had happened.
But that's not what I want to talk about right now. What I want to talk about is your behavior towards Ursula. Why would you throw out all of the pain medication in the house when you get to know how bad her periods get?
But it's just... Well, I mean, that's the thing. They were only period cramps, so how could they even be that bad?
Has Ursula not told you before about how bad periods are? They are much more painful than your average cycles. And if she isn't able to take medication to treat the pain, then things can get really bad for her. I would have thought that being a fellow woman, you would have been able to sympathize with her.
But I mean, she's not the only one who gets periods. We all get them, but you don't see me trying to use them to get out of work. I just thought that she had to be lying about it, or at the very least, over-exaggerating everything.
Oh, really? Well, are you going to call her being collapsed on the floor just her being dramatic then? Because she was in so much pain that she wasn't even conscious when I found her.
Well, how do you know that has to do with her period? What if it's all just a coincidence, huh? I mean, it doesn't have to be from her period. Maybe she has some other kind of condition that's making her feel that way.
Is this really how you're going to be? Because I just don't see the point in talking to you if you're going to be acting like this.
Are you really telling me that you're going to be taking Ursula's side in this over mine? Don't you realize she was making us do all her work while she just lied around?
You do know that Ursula works very, very hard at her job. Maybe even more than she really should be. So if she needs a little help doing her work around the house when her period does roll around, then we should be there for her to help.
How can you say that when all she does on her period is just lie around and contribute nothing? If I were to do something like that, you'd call me a lazy bum and kick me out. How is any of this fair? She's the one who married into our family, come here to move in with us, and now she doesn't have to do any work at all?
If you really think that that's what's going on here, then you have no idea what you're talking about. In fact, we should get one thing straight. Ursula isn't some housewife. She has a job. She works from home and earns more than enough to be able to afford the bills for all of us here. Not only that, but she also finds time to help out around the house and with anything that your father and I might happen to ask of her. Do you really think that you can say that you do the same as all of that? You've been working for some time now, just part-time at that, but you haven't contributed a single cent to this family. And it's not like I ever see you doing any work around the house to begin with, you know.
But Ursula doesn't even clean the bathroom when she stays at home for her period pains.
Of course she's not going to be doing work around the house when she's trying to avoid feeling sick to her stomach. And you should know that I know.
What is that supposed to mean? And what do you know?
I know that you always make Ursula do all of your work anyways. When I ask you to take out the trash or clean a room, it's her who ends up doing it. So why are you blaming her for all of these problems when you're the biggest problem around here?
I was just trying to make Ursula work to earn her keep around here.
I told you that she already does plenty to earn keep. Not only that, but that's still no excuse to hide medication from someone in pain. When you get home, I want you to start packing up your bags. Do you understand me?
Wait, what? But why would you want me to do something like that?
Why do you think? I want you to pack up your bags and move out of this house right away. I am sick and tired of having to put up with you.
Now hold on just a second. When did this become about me? I thought that we were talking about Ursula.
It's always been about you, and it's clear to me that I've been far too easy on you. You thought that Ursula had moved here just to serve you? And even when she was willing to pick up all your slack, you still had to try and hurt her like that. Well, I refuse to have someone like you spend another day under my roof.
Hey there, Ursula. How are you feeling?
Well, I've still been wanting to puke my guts out, but I feel better than yesterday.
Oh, well, that's good at least, right? I just wanted to say how sorry I was for yesterday. I shouldn't have hidden the medicine from you.
That's right, you shouldn't have. It had been years since something like that had happened.
But you know that I wasn't trying to be mean or anything like that, right? I mean, I just thought that you could beat it on your own.
Is that supposed to be your apology? Because you're going to have to do better than that.
Oh, come on. You know that I never wanted things to go that far. I guess I just didn't really understand just how much pain you were in.
I don't care if you couldn't understand, because I tried to explain it to you over and over again. But even so, you had to go and pull your little stunt.
Well, I already apologized. I don't know what else you want me to say.
You haven't even apologized, actually, and I think that you need to realize that no matter what the context, what you did was wrong.
Look, I think that the important thing is that you're okay. Can't we just make up?
You think I can just put this behind me? You know that it wasn't just this, right? It's the way that you would put me down when I was in pain, the way that you would make me do your work for you when I felt better. I have no intention of forgiving you. And if this is about whatever your mom has decided to do with you, then that is between you and her. But I am through dealing with you. After that, Soleil didn't make any move to pack her bags. She tried to call her mom's bluff, but one day after getting back home from work, Soleil came home to find her bags all over the lawn. Not only that, but her mom had even had the locks on the doors changed so that she couldn't get in. Soleil tried to ask friends for help, but nobody was willing to after they heard what she had done to me. In the end, Soleil had to quickly find the cheapest apartment that she could. She sold off a lot of her stuff to fit it all in and is finally having to live on her own. I don't think she realized just how much was being done for her by her parents and by me while she lived at home. She thought that my presence only added more work for her, when really, I was providing for the whole household. Thankfully, with Soleil out of the house, things became much easier for me. I was able to concentrate on my work while my in-laws continued to take great care of me. Of course, I also offered to do my share when it wasn't my period, but I was glad to get such empathy from my husband's family.